I didn't see that coming. Sticking it to the man, say no to plastic, and who the heck is Howard? Because I got so many requests from you all in my community tab, today we are breaking down and reacting to all of the intense medical scenes and shocking injuries from Better Call Saul. Let's dive right in. Laceration to the bridge of his nose. A lot of times you'll bleed a bunch from the bridge of your nose. There's a small blood vessel there. To stop it from bleeding, we actually need to put a suture in there. If we try to glue it, the blood underneath will like continue to ooze out and will bubble up under the glue before it hardens, and then you're left with this kind of big mess on your nose. Oh, have you ever had a Band-Aid on and somebody just ripped it off and you ripped the hair out? It's not going to cause any permanent damage, but just hurts. The use of duct tape has multi-purposes. Preventing somebody from talking is one, but plantar warts, you can actually treat it with that. You put it on and take it off multiple different times. It's its own therapy in itself.
I put you in that chair. Oh yeah, your heart meds. I switched them for sugar pills.
When somebody says they switch out heart medicines, it's so broad. It could be antihypertensive medications. It could be blood thinning medications. So many different things. It doesn't really make sense what he's saying. It sounds very scary, but it's super vague.
So when you are sitting in your nursing home and you're sucking down on your Jell-O night after night for the rest of your life, you think of me.
I don't actually think I have Jell-O in the emergency department. We have turkey sandwiches, we have like graham crackers, we have juices, types of like bubbly soda. Jell-O, I've seen it in other hospitals, but not typically in the emergency department.
You twisted.
The nasal cannula, which is the plastic in the nose,
Your nose!
delivers anywhere between 1 to 6 liters of oxygen, air. It depends if you have a pure tank of oxygen versus a concentrator.
Es suyo.
Oy. Looks like you stabbed mid-lateral thigh. That's where you're actually supposed to give different injections to yourself if you have an EpiPen. There are some tendons, nerves there that can cause you to kind of just lose your balance for a second when it's hit like this. Oh! I didn't see that coming.
I did not see that coming!
Single bullet to the lateral aspect of the head going straight through, shooting directly through the brain. It just goes through major structures. Your autonomic nervous system is not going to function and you're going to stop breathing. Oh, man. The axe, huge, heavy. I don't know if anybody's actually picked up an axe. You swing it with a ton of force. It has a lot of damage that it can do, even just from a blunt trauma standpoint, because it's going through all those clothes. It's not typically the sharpest tool in the shed, so to speak.
The sharpest tool in the shed.
Unless you actually file it down like a knife. Right into the abdomen, lacerate the tissue. If it's hitting right just above your belly button, say, you have your omentum that sits over top of your small intestines that are sitting right there. That overlays basically all your major blood vessels that are on the back side as well as the spinal column. Oh, he was lying. I'm a liar. Face will bleed a ton, but with that type of cut, it'll most likely come together pretty easily. A couple stitches and it'll heal just like a straight line. I don't know how one swing just lost his leg. This instance, when the limb is gone, you're gonna tourniquet that. Above the wound, do it as tight as possible. If you don't have a specific tourniquet, you definitely use like clothes or cloths and then use like a stick and twist it.
Carajo. You broke one of my ribs.
Blunt trauma to the abdomen, breaking a rib. You have your free-floating ribs and then your attached ribs. So the free-floating ones are the two on the bottom. The other ones are higher up, and when they snap, they can actually stab the lung tissue itself, so you increase your risk of having a pneumothorax.
Tie that off before you bleed to death.
Oh, well, there you go. So we gave him this belt. My advice, try to find something different. A long shirt or a sleeve probably would do better in the sense of getting it actually tighter. Oh, never good idea. Oh man, bag over the head, suffocation. Not getting any oxygen into your body and then decreasing the amount of oxygen that's going to your tissues and having ischemia. Tissue will die. I remember when I was a kid, my parents would always say, never put a bag over your head. Doesn't help when you're getting your head smashed in. Again, when you're struggling is using more oxygen and you're depleting your stores that you already have. There's always a little bit of oxygen and air sitting in the lungs that are just there. So that actually type of tying where somebody's hands are tied to their legs kind of in that backward position, I think it's actually called a hog tying. That actually used to be an old way they would restrain somebody in the emergency department who was aggressive, but they found that actually it was very bad to do. They were vulnerable to having respiratory issues. You're breathing now CO2, you're actually going to become quite euphoric and altered, and then you're going to die. So they didn't do a bad job of actually depicting it in the sense of slowing, breathing, getting more sedate, and then eventually just going.
What's this about?
Oh, just slowly taking out a gun with a silencer. We see silencers used all the time. It still makes a loud noise.
I think I'm in the middle of something. There's really no need to...
Oh, man. Again, lateral aspect to the individual's head, and then it goes limp, falls down, and then again hits the head, might actually cause a cervical fracture, besides just getting a bullet through your brain. Because I've seen individuals who have actually been shot in the head, but survive.
Oh my God! No! Oh my God! No!
The pool of blood around his head, they always show it this way. It's usually a lot messier. Blood's kind of all over the place. Blood is super concentrated. I always tell people when they see blood in like the toilet bowl, they're freaking out because there's so much blood in there. But if you take one drop of a dropper of blood, a whole toilet bowl is going to be filled with bright red blood.
Okay. Let's talk.
You get to a point sometimes when somebody gets shot in the head, they don't have any function in the sense of ability to speak or live, so to speak, but their body is still alive. And then that individual, the family members have to make a concerted decision to either continue to have the person living this way with the hopes that maybe something will turn around in the future versus organ donation. Better Call Saul, actually pretty good. I've actually never seen the show before. Let me know if I actually watched the whole series. And if you guys enjoyed this, definitely check out this playlist right here. And as always, please make sure you subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and hit that like button for me. And exciting news, my new supplement company that I've been working on for a very long time is coming out, so definitely check it out. It's called Life Happens. Awesome products, I know you're gonna love them, and they're actually formulated with you in mind. Thank you so much for watching, and stay healthy, my friends.